Hello everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today we're just going to have a quick update on the S&P 500, seeing that the crypto market seems to be pretty calm at the moment, but there might be something interesting happening here on the S&P for you guys that actually trade this market. We have on the 4-hour chart here, we have a situation where we're actually trading below the 200 Bollinger Band here, and we're starting to move higher, although the news of the day here seems to be US futures sharply lower after Amazon earnings rattle global markets. So we'll have to see during the day how that develops, but what I'm looking at, and by all means this is not financial advice, do your own research, is that we might be in an area here where it might be advantageous to accumulate some positions on this index, or maybe even on some individual stocks as well. But that's another story, just looking at the index here. And what you also have here is a positive divergence on the relative strength index. And that just means that during the first decline here, you have a certain level of the RSI, and when the price makes a new low, the RSI here does not make a new low. So that's a positive divergence. And this is one of the together with maybe 3, 4, 5 other tools, this can be a powerful counter trend indicator that things are about to turn higher, at least for the short term. And what happens then? What are we looking for? If let's say today the futures open lower down here, and I'm not saying we're gonna go straight up here or something. It might be an area here where we need to chop around, or maybe it goes down first and then it recovers later in the day or something like this. But it's worth taking a contrary view here, at least if the past is any kind of indicator. And if that's the case, that over the next few days we will stabilize at some point here, we'll be looking at a counter trend move to, well, the middle bands here or something like that, to maybe it will be about 100 points on the S&P or something like that. And if you look on the daily chart, we have, of course, it's getting very close as well to the Mark 13 buy here. You have this pattern here, where this candlestick here is inside this one from the other day, is called a harami. And if we can break maybe above this 27-28 here, then that would be considered a kind of a buy signal for the short term, maybe up to here. We're not saying it's gonna boom all the way back up here, but at least we could be in an area here where you should start to accumulate. And also here you have some kind of a positive divergence even on the daily, so kind of interesting. Haven't looked at this in a while now, but starts to be a little bit interesting again here. And is there anything else to say here? Just keep an eye on it, and think in a contrarian way. I know people say you shouldn't catch a falling knife or a waterfall, but if you can time it, this is where you make the most money in the shortest period of time. So if you can master this technique, this is where you're gonna make, well, the most money in the shortest period of time. So it's one of these techniques that I like to keep an eye on and to observe and see what happens. So stay tuned, and see if I can maybe make another update in a few days if something develops in this direction, that we start to head higher maybe. So that's it for today, and take care, guys.